What groom describes his bride like that? But here it is. It is because it is prophecy, ancient prophecy that God has placed for us in the Bible. The groom, in very poetic, prophetic language, describes this woman as beautiful you, my love, as Tusha, lovely as Jerusalem. And now it comes, awesome as an army with banners. The woman is none other than the fire bride. Yes, the fiery justice and wrath of God that is called in Genesis the suitable helper of the groom, because this groom reference the Messiah, Prince of Peace. Solomon's name means peace, and him being the son of David, both Prince of Peace, son of David are Messianic titles, and if the groom is Messiah, he was united to the fiery justice and wrath of God in a bridal image in order to bring life to us. God is using earthly things that we can understand to describe heavenly things to us and how redemption works. Because he says beautiful, and what is translated as beautiful here ties with bright. Think about a fire. What is it other than bright? Bright are you. And then what is translated in English as love actually ties with associate. An associate is somebody that works with you. The fiery justice and wrath of God worked with Jesus in order to bring redemption, in order to legitimately save you. The justice, the wrath of God for the punishment for sin which we owe needed to be fulfilled. Jesus fulfilled it. He was united to it in a type of bridal image. He was in the arms of the fiery justice of God on the cross and in the tomb, and thus feeding her to the full. And so now he rules over her. For more information, click on the channel name, and there, in greater depth, go and watch, and you'll see something absolutely amazing. By God alone, that opens his word to us. But he says, bright you, my associate, as Tusha. Tusha and the roots thereof ties with satisfying a debt. Jesus satisfied the debt for our sin. He fed to the full the punishment for sin, its associate that was so bright, and wasn't the fiery justice or wrath of God that came on Jesus. Extremely bright. Think about a fire that's bright. It's the hottest part. Jesus received an excruciatingly terrible death. Bright are you, my associate, says the groom to this woman. And then he says, lovely, and that ties with fitting, lovely, as Jerusalem ties with peace. In other words, it is befitting for peace. To have peace between us and God, the punishment for sin needed to be taken. In other words, feeding to the full the righteous justice of God. God uses the metaphor of the groom and the bride to explain to us what happened on the cross. Therefore we find the last section of this verse, it was fearsome, it was awesome, it is frightening, as a battle, as an army. And yes, Jesus fought the battle in the stead of us. How can be flaunted? The Lamb slain, Jesus that fulfilled the death verdict. So what is in his name, God's salvation, can be pronounced legitimately under that flag, that she, the justice and wrath of God, is supporting the legitimacy that the punishment for sin rules. The groom rules over the bride. It's incredible, and the prophecy continues. The Song of Solomon is one line-by-line prophecy that describes incredible things to us regarding the Messiah and his bride, things you need to know that will strengthen your faith. If you haven't watched before, click on the channel name, or if people struggle to find the channel, they must go on YouTube and type in the handle at the Messiah's Song with 2 S's and without the apostrophe, and they will find the channel. Go on the playlist and you will find incredible line by line. If you just watch here and there, it jumps around, but if you go on the playlist, you can watch from the beginning, line by line. So let's go into the next verse. Now this verse is both beautiful, because songs is written in beautiful poetic love language, but it is frightening, terrible even, if you understand what it means.
Next on the Messiah's song, why does the woman of songs have dangerous eyes? Why is that relevant to us? Be prepared to be shocked. See you soon.